I pendeltois etheurn ton satanan us astraphan actu aurandu passanta. Around that more. Growing strength. Just as another fell along with its host, so shall we move with our light. Lakan kalaknakum tumma sawarakum tumma qulnal malaikatis judu Leadama pasajadu ila imblisalam yakun minna sajerin Kalamanaka alatas juda idnartuka kalana kairumindu kalaktani minnare wakalaktaru mentin kalafabet Minna famaya kunulakan tatakabara fiha fakhrujunakan sangerin kalan zereni elayame yubathun kalenaka minal munzarin Qalafambeha widani laqadana lam siratakal mustaqim thumma Diyanam min bayni aydihim wa min khalfihim an aymanihim wa an shama'ilihim wa la tajidu aktharahum shakirin qala khruj minha madhuman حورا ما تابعك منهم لما جهنم منهم أجمعين ويعلم كننت وزيجك الجنة فكلا من حيث شئتما ولا تقربا هذه الشجرة فتكونا من الظالمين فوسوس لهما الشيطان ليبدي لهما ما وري عنهما من سواتهما وقال ما نهاكما ربكما عن هذه الشجرة لأن تكونا ملكين أو تكونا من kalendin wa kasamaumani lakumalaminanasehin Padalam mabengruren palamada kasyajarata padadlama sawarim mawatpeka yaksifne alayem mamewaraqedanate wanada Rabu Malaman Aguman Tilguma Shajarate Wakulaguma Shaitana Lagumarun Qalarabana Valamna Anpusana Nan Tangvirlana Vatarhamna Lana Gunanamna Kasirin Kala betu bandugum lebaran narun balagum filardem mustakar wamatang elahin Kala viyadhyauna via tamuduna waminadu Rajun as the presence as built in the east and the dark blurriness below. Let us be of those who do not need to hide and know that we are not meant to be angels, that they were different from the start. We are the beings of clay, and there are the beings of fire that suggest from all around, and that there is result for which side we pick. And there's distinction with that. We chirap al hin ki hulak huawit yatsam Black Yahweh ben rak lashtan lu wahwarakam al atnu washni naryu amu. Even the light beings and other agents of divinity are placed as adversaries. We you Malak Yahweh al Mahakid Adatnak Zah Sholush Rungling Hanan Kiyatsati Lashtan Kir Harak Langadi. Even the ignorant beasts do not deserve the way that some humans treat it. And the fault may lay elsewhere. Three bright red blotches on the surface before to the north were seen. Walakan kalaknal insana min salsalin min hamin masnun waljana kalaknahu min kamdu min narisamun وإذ قال ربك للملائكة إني خالق بشرا من صلصال من حمأ مسنون فإذا سويته ونفخت فيه من روحي نقول له ساجدين فسجد الملائكة كلهم أجمعون إلا إبليس ويكون مع الساجدين قال يا إبليس ما لك لا تكون مع الساجدين قال لم أكن لأسجد لبشر خلقته من صلصال من حمأ مسنون قال فاخرج منها فإنك رجيم وَنَلِكَ اللَّنَةَ يَوْمَ الدِّينِ قال رب أنظرني إلى يوم يبعثون قال فإنك من المنظرين إلى يوم الوقت المعلوم Alarande bima Waitanila Zayanana La Vilarde Walang Weanam Ajmain Illa Baraka Mendu Mukhlasin Qala hadha siratun mustaqim Inna ibadi salaka alayhim sultanun ilaman Anabaka minnaw wa inna jahannama lam mawidu ajmain La sambatu amwaden kule baden min juzun maksum. Our beliefs and our deeds, they open the gates. The gates from what we are, not forced to, but choose. To the fire being, to the light being, to the human, they have their purpose and ability. They remain distinct, and they will have their time. Wikatsu while you Shri Polstein, we Amrulu Shri Polstein, Hashamadhesh, we Shamal Makomu, Asher Habkantusham. Wala yerd amnu bam lachmah wala yahya lanu lashtan bam lachmah wama yaratsad zah alanu alwa brashi Hanshin Paham. Those who wander for Tiamat will repel by their battle. And only certain results will please. Wianadi Shiban Thuruya Wiamer Hachat Zatlayumat Shamaiki Qalalat Masyach Yahweh. And there are those who don't like our opinion of who they say is anointed. And they will threaten us with all degrees of violence. And there was a blue square in the west on the green screen. Ki huarada bakalaber unharmad pasach wazabakal mulkiyaber hanhar washum Yalumakalabriumaspib. And as there was a time of control of the western regions, so again will be. We come Yahweh Shathan Lashlamah Adhadan Admi Mezrahamlak Huabadum. And those that are said to be ascendant, even they must have adversaries brought to them that they must confront. We kamalhim lushathanat razunban alina asher birch madhan nazar malak suba adnu. And yet more scourges come forth to test. We he shapen lishral kol yami shoma wadhara asher hader we bats bishral we mlak al arm. And these testers may be for whole nations. We shaven now yashral. We sut at duyan lam nudat yashral. And because of the adversary, a nation is assessed. And I feel the movement upon my face as it gets comfortably numb from the nose and the forehead. We hum, we bow bani, halhim, lah kitsam, al yahwa, we bwangam, ashtan, batukam. And sometimes divinity takes the continual scourge into its presence. We amr Yahweh al hashtan main taba wian hashtan ad Yahweh we amr mashut barts wamhad hulk bah. And the continual scourge is questioned about its roaming. We amr Yahweh al hashtan ashmat labak al amdi ayub he ain kamhu barts ish tam wisher yura alhim wasser mra. And the innocent are seen as a sign that the adversary and divinity can agree about. We anhashtanat Yahweh we amr hachnam Yurayub alhim. And the continual scourge knows that even the best need tested. We amr Yahweh al hashtan Hanaki asherlu bidak rak al you al tash lach yadak witza hashtan mam bani Yahweh. And so the continual scourge knew that it would need to leave from the presence of God as a verb and noun. And that it would need to prove the position, and who it pointed out would need to prove its position. We him we bao bani hao him la thịt sâm mau yahwa we bua gam ha stan but kam la thịt sâm mau yahwa. And so other beings were to present themselves in the presence of the continual scourge. We Yahweh al hashtan nemaza tabawian hashtanat Yahweh we mashat bards wamhad halak bah. And it again had a mission on earth. We Yahweh al hashtan hashmat labak alamdi ayumki ein tamahu bards ish tamwisher yura alhim wasirmra wadani man. We bow bani halhim lahtitam al yahwa we bwa gam hashtan but kam lahtitam al yahwa we yahwa al maza tabawian hashtanat Yahwa we mashat bards had hulk bah we Yahwa al hashtan hashmat labakalamdi ayyogiyen kam marts ishtam wisher yurahim wasirmra wadandu matzi Matu Watsitani Bulan Lao Shanam Wian Hashtan Aryahwa Wiamer Blanar Bakal Shirlation Bod Nabshu And the presentation was made before both increasing existence and the continual scourge. The continual scourge was asked where it was, and it said that it had mission on the earth. And the continual scourge was told, don't you notice how unique this individual was? It's full of its integrity, despite there not being a reason for it to go through the hardship that it did. The continual scourge answered that if it's more personal, then it will respond. We Amar Yahweh al Hashtan Hanu Vidak Aradnab Shushamar Witsa Hashtan Matpani Yahweh Week Areyub Bash Shin Ramakat Runglu Wad Padu. If it so endures in its body, certainly it will call out. And the continual scourge was told, well, let's see what happens when it's in your power. And the continual scourge left the presence and afflicted from top to bottom. And I feel pleasing warmth in my eyes and my big toes. Papadal Yurashawashtan Yamadal Yandu. And when the humans decide to be adversarial, thus will be the joining of a continual scourge. We Rani Yahushahakan Hagduraman Labni Nolak Yahweh Wahshatan Amar Al Yandu Lashtandu Wiyamar Yahweh Al Hashtan Yangar Yahweh Bak Hashtan Wingar Yahweh Bak Jerusalem Al-Wazah Al-Matsalmash. And yet another was approached by both light beings and the continual scourge. And sides were taken against Jerusalem with the brand from the fire. Hadah dekai haksin crossed Hunrizan tone dendron kai tai pandun denoran Oin karpan karan kaptetai kai ais kurbaletai. And the trees of self will be removed when they are of certain types.
Continual score, just like breathing down each
Odestrophies, Ipentups, Tetraps, Apage, Apisomu, Satana, Scandalan, Luayati, Upranaista, Tu Theu, Alataton, Anthropon. And the Satan has allowed people to form their own traditions. Kai Hanna Kai Enta Hamps Meras Tessarakanta Pyrazamenas Apatu Satana Kai Hanmetaton Horion Kai Oyangaloi Di Kaandun Autaps. Where the Satan allows the bestial. are as present among such, or among where things are deserted. Udepis trafais kai idun patas autu wepatim hasan taps patraps lagon apagapi somu satanati upronais tatu theoanataton andropon. And the vicarious for liars will turn from what unites the spirit and the human sense. Oitines anacrinantes me grandu aparusaidiatamahdamean aitian tanatu aparthainen moi. And despite the accusations, it does not mean that we are ones that are fitting to be taken out. Anoixaiaftaluzauton tu epistrepsai aposkatus aispos kaitas exousias tu satana epi tantean tu rabinautus aphasin amartion kai klachron and tois hagias menois peace taita ais to confirm or to nullify. We are opened with darkness and light. Of the Luciferian nature. Aradunaitan poitan taps satanais aleph sarcasinato yunasuka andaps hameratu kuriu ihsu. And the spirit and the flesh can be as one. And in the northwest, upon the ceiling, were specks of orange. Inamah pleanectathumen patu satana ugar autu tanahmata agnaumen. For we become knowledgeable of Satan and its ways. Kaita perbalah tunapakalaps inama peraindumayarasa moiskala sarkiangelas sataniname kala fizah inamah aperairomai. And for the impact of the prophets, the Satan, and their impact upon others, uastin haparusiakat anergayantu satana and dunamai kai samayois kai terasin sudus. And in the method of Satan, such become practiced and skilled. Pornoisarsandu hoitais andraparistais sudais etiorkois kaiaiti eteranta angiailusa didaskaria antikaitai. And all sorts of vices by mention and by practice has so appeared in this age. Padah Gartines etc. Asan apisotu satana. And the ranks of Satan are growing. Oida sutairga kait han Leipzig kait han Petor Kayan Lucius de Aikaitan Blasphemianton Legantum Iudaius Ainai Eotus Kaiuk Aisin Lasun Angogah to Satana. And many of the places that are claimed of one group are really of another. Oida Tairga Sukaipu Katoikais Apu Kronos to Satana Kai Kratais Tonamambu Kayuk Parnasu Panpistin Lukayantais Amerais Enais Antipas O Martas Muapistan Os Apactan Bah Paramin Apu Katoikai Asatanas. Just as in past days, so in these days. That people will know what comes forth from the throne of Satan, whether that be in the north or on the antipodes of sacred places in the South Pacific. Amindelego kai loi tois en the tyrois asoi uk akusin tandida pan tau tan kai oitines uk agnosanta bata tu satana os legusin ubalo aphamas allobaros. And our burden is limited unless we so decide. Some will not know about the Satan except from a surface level. Idudidomiactas sunagogas tu satana ton legantun eautus iudeus ainai kaiuk aisinal iudantai edu hasu autus inahaksusin kai praskun susin endopion ton parun sukai gnosin atiago Agapasa sa. And ever do people declare themselves to be of groups that they are not, to the point where the very places are taken over. And rather than the gathering places of prayer and the temples of old, new places are formed for their way, for them to obscure their symbol and pass it on as something that it is not. Now, verses that were included from the Quran, we have Surah 7, ayat 11 to 24, and 15, 26 to 44. From Tanakh, we have Numbers 22, verses 22 and 32, 1 Samuel 29, 4, 2 Samuel 19, 22, 1 Kings 5, 4, 11, 14, 11, 23, and 11, 25, 1 Chronicles 21, 1. And yes, I know Kings, Samuel, Chronicles are not as many books. Job 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, chapter 2, verse 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. And we see this in the graphic, which is supposed to be a painting of a story of Job or drawing or whatever. I don't remember exactly where it's from. Psalms 109, 6, Zechariah 3, verse 1 and 2. From Biblia, we have Matthew 4:10 and 16:23, Mark 1:13 and 8:33, Acts 26:18, 1 Corinthians 5:5, 2 Corinthians 2:11 and 12:7, 2 Thessalonians 2:9, 1 Timothy 1:20 and 5:15, Revelations 2:9, 2:13, 2:24, and 3:9. And further thoughts on your behalf?
So, okay, a rat now turn goal of monsters out countering all of the truth.
And yeah, we were interrupted in between. I am seeing, I cannot show the thing, but it's kind of like the symbol for Gemini with the oval in between. Because it's one of those pointy star things, but it's kind of curved. So it's kind of like a triangle. Yeah, I can't show without uh and so one of the things that people who look up some of this are going to notice is that I did not really offer a translation. Some of it was enough that you could be considered a creative translation. I tried to make clear the sort of terms because it does matter what the language terms are because they, uh, if you can use them, because sometimes it fixes some of the problems people have with using the text. Sometimes it just tells something about it. You know, it's like if it's if we're talking God and Satan, it's important sometimes to figure out what those are. And obviously, when I got into what they call the New Testament, you ended up with a lot of this stuff like the spirit and the body have to work different, and the nature and whatnot, like spirit and the ways of humans, like there's it's like there's like you can talk about the uh like in Arabic they have the terms Zahariya, Batiniya, and Wataniya. And so you have the exoteric, the esoteric, and the ethnic. So these are things that can work together. Um, and the latter two are what humans make of the things. So therefore, you know, well, I say that the things are a vehicle. What it's like one of the things, it's like it's not that death hurts. I mean, it doesn't have to. It's like your body hurts. Your body can go through stuff, and but sometimes even the state that you're in takes you away from your. It's like there's been times where you know, could have died. And it's like if you're not breathing or something like that, or you're not breathing enough that you're sure that you. It's like I didn't know that I was. Sometimes I didn't know whether I was alive or not, and it's like it's the being deprived of your breathing. And if there was any issue with my heart, I don't think there was, but that can hurt a whole bunch. But if you don't remember, you don't remember. That's why everybody who not everybody who overdoses realizes the horror of what the body goes through, because it's like they're just gone. But if you're awake through it, it's not the thing. And if you have health issues that do the same thing, again, it's not. Um, it's not the same thing. And some of those medications can react just as bad as the other ones. It's like, oh, it's a prescribed drug. It's like, yeah, yeah. It's like, okay, so you know what's in it. That's about the size of it. Um, and we employed different. There were more verses and stuff that we could bring up, but I wanted to keep it functional and I wanted to address the things because I don't. One of the things, like if you saw my Devil's Inauguration stream, I'm talking to the audience. I know you have, but the one of the things I meant is that yes, the stuff is happening or it's going to happen, but it's not about just one political party having more authority this time around, or one particular thing. I know our president's not perfect, and I definitely expect some issues that he's definitely going to be culpable for, and some of those have already came forth. So, but it's I do think there's a momentum that we can take part in. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to draw out the whole choice of it. And the idea that um like the movies, a lot of people have like changed their religion over the movies they watch, which I think is kind of silly. Um Even though they try to program us with it, but um there's a limit. There's a limit. The suggestions and the whispers of the beings, we're still left with our choice. We're not held down and forced by some demon that takes control over us, and we have no control over our bodies and all that other stuff. And that's just not true. You can believe in whatever to the point where it hurts you or benefits you. There's a lot of degree of that. Now, I'm not one of these people, particularly since I am one of the people that impacted by some stuff. I don't believe that we are oh, you can just will yourself to not be disabled or cured or whatever. Um, it's worth a try, but don't get too bent out of shape when whatever. You just want to align yourself to whatever condition you got to go through. You're going to do your work. because people think they're oh, if they only had such degree of physical power or beauty or wealth or fame or something, then it's like you don't know. And obviously it's limited for someone. It's like because people a lot of the people that talk about wealth redistribution is the phrase that I'm using to address this one group in translation that I'm shifting towards some of their lingo, is that they don't understand. It's like, wait, so you're saying you want less salary than you've had since you were in your early 20s? It's like, no, no, you don't want wealth redistribution. Don't you understand? America is one of the poorest countries in the world if you look at the per capita thing. Um, the rest of the world, most countries they don't get their wages, but um, but the point is we stand up and it's like a lot of people talk about, well, it's like evil, like amorality and immorality are in a way relative terms. So therefore, if you're amoral, it's not about whether it's like somebody else decides something is evil or perverted, and then you do that, you be that because they've decided that. It's like then you're just as much of a servant of them as you were if you went to these churches and they decided that, because that's one of the things I address is particularly Pauline and some of the what they call Old Testament verses that I brought up. You end up with the same aspect of what was going on, and that humans invent their traditions and they give them authority. They say it's Satan, they say it's God, and it's just their own thing. And even when it's not, it's like it's up for the person to go along with it. And we find out that it's like if you read a lot, if you study about the Yazid, if you find out anything about the Yazidi and their older term groups and stuff, the Kunguzit tribe, they were Yazidi. And then all of a sudden, whatever, and then a lot of their traditions passed into the Ashkenazi and the Sephardic and the other groups that sprung out of Khazaria. And so you have a lot of the stuff in Christianity is just it's reworked other stuff. The Book of Revelation was a rewrite of pre-Christian material. The Book of John was rewrite from even older pre-Christian material. Some of the other stuff in what you call the New Testament was again rewrites because if the Book of John was a rewrite of texts about Bacchus, so there's a lot of layering on top and saying this is this religion and it's really another religion. And now it's the secular world is taken over with these symbols. It's like a lot of this conspiracy stuff turns out to be true. And it turns out that, well, okay, what are these symbols? Tell us. I know you're afraid to talk about these groups, but what maybe that exposes the whole group if you tell the symbol. It's like, wait, they're connected with this. And so you see that it's like there used to be, I haven't, my TV's been off for 4 years or 5 years or something. I don't remember when I last had it on. Well, I mean, not the TV I bought, but the TV that I've, in my rental. But the thing about that is that there was this symbol. There was this symbol that was like a pyramid. Basically, it's some sort of Zionist messiah. And there was this. A lot of television shows had this triangle thing, and this triangle of a bunch of people climbing up. And basically, the idea is that they're going to make the people who aren't their side lick their boots. And there's been a lot of abuses related to just this wanting to have control over people stuff. And it's like it's not really even necessarily going anywhere. But there's this perception that's been put that it's based on founders that it's not. But there's just this, and this a lot of symbolism. It's spiritual symbolism. It's involving spiritual forces, but it's put in a secular context. So now people worship at the idol of the television and the movie theater and whatever other form of media they have, and it's like I look into my you see social media platforms taken over. It's like they used to, and now all this stuff about again, it's not about these particular leaders or whatever, because they're going to do what they're going to do no matter what we're going to whine about it. Um, Same thing with their celebrity and politician servants. They're going to do what they do. It's what we do, and that's why one may have noticed in my clip shows about this age that we're coming into in particular. Um, is that it's like I don't necessarily agree with the artist. I'm just thinking what I've used has symbolically uh, connected with things. Um, and some of these people don't realize. They don't realize because that's what I'm saying. There's this surface knowledge of whatever side spiritually you're picking. And no, it's not left hand path, right hand path is the side. And I've been talking a bunch. If there's anything else that you have, uh,
about, I think
so I'm going to have to